Hey everyone, it's been pretty much exactly a year and a half since I started promoting Synapse software and the Cortex platform. A year and a half since I started helping organizations migrate off of Cherwell and onto any other platform. Yes, we're partnered with GLPI and Invigate, but we're helping people migrate to whatever platform they want to go to. If you want to go to Halo or Easy Vista or Fresh Service, or we've even worked with people who are going to ServiceNow and Avanti from Cherwell, keep their Cherwell data and access it exactly the way they've always known and seen in Cherwell. We interpret the data, we interpret the visuals. It looks just like a Cherwell business object form. You all know this if you've been watching the channel for any length of time, but there are still lots of companies who use Cherwell over the years, even are still using Cherwell that I know don't even know we exist. So even though what we've helped dozens, more than dozens of companies make this migration, make this change with our platform, uh, we want to help literally everybody. I mean, all companies want to help literally everybody. But what we don't want to have happen is come the end of 2026, we come across a company that used Cherwell and says, "I wish I knew this existed," while I was making the transition off of Cherwell. I don't want any company to not know that there's an option where they can keep all of their data. So I'm asking for all of your help. You know about Cortex. You know people who you've crossed paths with either at the Cherwell Global Conference or at a user group, or just maybe community forums or something like that. Please help us get the word out to some of the people that we haven't reached yet. We do have an extensive partner community, and we've reached many, many companies through that. We post on LinkedIn, we post on our YouTube channel, and we've reached a bunch of people through that as well. But I know that there are still people who don't know we exist, who don't know that this solution exists, that this I don't want to call it opportunity, but this option exists, right? They don't have to write SQL queries. They don't have to use a BI tool. They don't have to figure out how to shoehorn all of their historical data into their new system. There is another option. There is another way. And I really want to make sure that everyone sees that and knows about it. If they decide it's not the option for them, that's totally fine. But I don't want them to be in a situation where they never knew that this was an option. That's the thing that keeps me up at night. So I'm asking for all of your help in getting the word out. If you would be so kind as to post on your LinkedIn, or if you have a YouTube channel, you can post there. However, you think the best way to get in touch with the people who, again, you've crossed paths with in Cherwell's various community building events, because that was really one of the strengths of Cherwell was its community. There were the user groups, there was the annual conference, there were the community forums, there was the idea site after a while. There were a ton of different ways that Cherwell users and Cherwell administrators could meet their peers and talk about problems that they were running into with their Cherwell installation and brainstorm solutions. There is this feeling of trust between users of Cherwell and other users of Cherwell. You didn't have to go directly to the company in order to get all the resources that you need. There was a true community around it, and that's something that I think made Cherwell unique, and that's something that we want to foster at Synapse Software as well, as we build up our capabilities as well. But importantly for this transition process, there's a wealth of information, there's a wealth of knowledge out there about how you all have made your transition from Cherwell to another system. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen people ask, what system did you end up going with and why? What other systems were you evaluating? Right? There's this sharing of information, this sharing of knowledge. So, with that in mind, we have some resources that you can share with your peer groups, other Cherwell users. You can take anything that's on our LinkedIn page. you can repost that, you could share that. If you're following me on LinkedIn, feel free to take anything that I've posted, repost it, add your own comments if you feel inspired. Um, but all of that is certainly stuff that we would love to be shared far and wide, and get everybody's eyes on it. Again, we want to make sure that everybody is aware that this is an option. There is an option. You don't have to treat this migration the same way you've treated every other migration uh, that you may have gone through. Maybe going to Cherwell. I know lots of people imported a bunch of information into additional tables in Cherwell. You don't have to do that because Cortex reads that data straight from the SQL server, right? You don't have to be limited to a BI tool. You don't have to be limited to writing your own SQL queries. Again, I'm not saying anything that you don't already know, but this is an option, and I want people to know that this is an option. Again, if they decide that this option is not right for them, not right for their organization, I fully respect that decision. We've had people come to us and say, you know what? Turns out we don't actually need that. And I respect that. If, a year, 2 years down the line, they decide that they actually do want something like Cortex, we're still here. They can still sign up for Cortex and use it with their existing database backup. Not a problem. But if they decide that it's not right for them, maybe they're not big enough, maybe they don't have enough historical data, maybe they don't have the same sort of compliance and regulatory requirements as other organizations do. Fully understand that and respect that decision. Um, but what keeps me up at night is that there are people who still don't know we exist. And again, I would love to have your help in getting the word out, letting people know that this is an option, this is a thing. And of course, we're getting into other things as well. You can see information about that on our YouTube channel. Again, not just the partnerships with other ITSM platforms, but our email monitoring solution, our automation platform, our integration platform. That's some of the stuff that you'll see more and more on the YouTube channel as we go. But right now, I want to focus on getting the word out about our Cherwell archive solution and making sure that over the next year and a half, between now and the end of 2026, we can build awareness amongst the entire Cherwell community so that there's no company and organization who is using Cherwell who uh, moves off of Cherwell not knowing that we existed, right? Again, if they don't buy from us, understand that. But I want them to know that there are options, that they do have options in making this transition, making this migration. So thank you for helping us get the word out. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps. We use this as a vehicle for getting notifications out about new features, new releases, that sort of thing. So it's really helpful for you if you subscribe, so that you can get those notifications. Um, Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.